Hello and welcome back to Literature Unlocked, where we decode all genres of literature and even learn spoken English. Today's topic is Deep Water by William Douglas, a powerful lesson about conquering fear, building courage, and reclaiming confidence. Essential reading for Class 12th board examination. Have you ever been afraid of water? So afraid that the fear controls your confidence and your life? Deep Water by William Douglas is not a lesson just about swimming, but about fear, courage, and self belief. This chapter is extremely important for class 12th boards, and by the end of this video, you will be able to answer a 6 marks question and you will be ready with a fully prepared template. We will discuss character analysis, theme based answer, and message of the lessons. William Douglas was an American writer who served as a Supreme Court justice and was known for his powerful autobiographical writings. He shares his personal experience of fear and how he overcomes it through determination and training. The personal battle with aquaphobia and is discussed in this work, and he documents the journey from being a victim to a victor. The core message is that fear is psychological, not permanent, and once we conquer it through determination, proper training, and courage, we can conquer even our deepest anxieties and regain control of our lives. The childhood fear of water. Douglas begins by explaining his childhood fear of water, which started when he was at the age of 3 or 4. His father took him to California beach, where a powerful wave knocked him down, burying him underwater, where he almost drowned. This terrifying experience of being overpowered by water planted the first seeds of fear in his young mind. The line from the text is: The wave knocked me down and swept over me. I was buried in water. My breath was gone. An exam point which you can use in your answers is: Fear often begins from early traumatic experience that leave deep psychological scars. Next, we move on to the YMCA pool incident. To overcome his fear of water, Douglas decides to learn swimming at YMCA pool. He chooses this pool because it seemed safe and controlled, because it was only 2 to 3 feet at the shallow end. One day, while practicing alone, an older boy comes and suddenly throws him into the deep end, which was around 9 feet, as a prank. Douglas sinks to the bottom, struggles desperately, and feels completely helpless. His lungs are filled with water and his strength fails. He becomes unconscious. Now, another critical exam point from this incident is that it became the turning point. It didn't just frighten Douglas, it created a paralyzing phobia that would haunt him for years. The physical danger passed, but the psychological terror remained. Next, the psychological impact of the fear that came to Douglas. After surviving the drowning incident, Douglas discovered that physical recovery doesn't guarantee emotional healing. Even near harmless water bodies, he would experience intense panic attack. He had persistent anxiety. The sight of water triggered his immediate fear responses: rapid heartbeat, shortness of breath, overwhelming dread, and he had an avoidance behavior. He started avoiding swimming pools and beaches, lakes, everywhere where water existed. He felt this avoidant behavior, which limited his freedoms and experience. He had a loss of confidence. The fear eroded his self esteem, making him feel weak and controlled by an invisible enemy. Something that you must understand or quote for exams is: fear is something that stays even after the danger is gone. It is a handicap, a stranglehold on one's life. Next, he decides to overcome his fear, and here is the journey how he did so. He decides he refuses to accept defeat. He made a firm commitment to conquer his fear, and then he went on for a professional training. He hired an experienced swimming instructor who understood the psychological dimension of his fear and trained him. Next, there is a step-by-step progress. The instructor taught him proper breathing techniques, leg kicks, and arm movements. Training occurred in stages. First, the shallow water, and then gradually deeper. Persistent practice. The process took several months of daily practice. Many times, Douglas would feel discouraged, but persevered through every setback, testing himself. The last stage of this journey was that even after completing formal trainings, Douglas tested himself in lakes and rivers and pools to ensure that his fear was truly conquered. And a theme highlight over here would be determination and perseverance. The final triumph over fear. Now he gained complete freedom and his fear was eliminated. Slowly his fears started disappearing, anxiety completely disappeared, and he had a complete confidence restored in water. He finally realizes that fear dies when faced with courage. Through systematic training and unwavering determination, Douglas transformed from a victim of fear to a confident swimmer. He swam in Lake Wentworth, Warm Lake, and Media Glacier, each experience confirming his victories. These three lakes are very important in terms of your exam. The central message of the chapter is when we face fear boldly and systematically, it loses its power over us. Courage is not the absence of fear, it is conquering fear through action. Some of the central themes and key concepts of the chapter are fear and psychology, where fear is often psychological rather than rational. It persists in mind long after physical danger has passed, controlling behavior and limiting potential. Courage, determination. True courage means facing fears despite anxiety, and determination leads to transformation when it is combined with consistent effort. Self confidence. That conquering fear rebuilds your self esteem and confidence. Victory over internal battles empower us to face other life challenges. Human resilience. Humans possess remarkable capacity to overcome adversity through proper training, support, and persistent effort. So these are the four key concepts. Now we have the 6 marks answer template as promised in the beginning of the video. It is the most important part of the exam. Now, some common types of question that can be asked is what message does deep water convey, or how did William Douglas overcome his fear of water? Now you can start with introduction of 2 to 3 lines wherein you introduce the chapter and the author. Deep Water by William Douglas is an autobiographical account that describes the author's childhood fear of water and his determined efforts to overcome it through systematic training and courage. Next is the body paragraph, which consists of 6 to 7 lines. When you can add the quotes from the text. These are also given in the earlier part of the video, wherein exam pointers were given in small blue box. You can use those lines. Douglas' fear began in childhood due to traumatic experience at a California beach and intensified after nearly drowning in the YMCA pool when an older boy threw him into the deep water as a prank. The fear affected him mentally and emotionally for years. Determined to overcome it, he hired a professional swimming instructor who trained him. Through persistent efforts, practice, and self discipline, Douglas gradually regained confidence. You can take a screenshot of this part and use it, frame your own answers by adding certain other points if you want to. The conclusion or the last part of the answers should be 2 to 3 lines wherein the message is conveyed. The lesson conveys that fear is psychological and can be conquered through courage, determination, and continuous effort. 1. The fear is defeated, it restores confidence and freedom in life. Exam success tips is write in clear paragraphs and maintain logical flow. Start with fear, how he struggled because of that fear, then training, and at last the victory. Use specific examples from the text, the incidents, and then always conclude with a broader message or theme. Now, if this video helped you, Like the video, subscribe it, and share it with your classmates. And if you want more such class 12th boards focused English content, you must subscribe to the channel. See you, goodbye.